6:41 right now. You just saw the story behind Levi's birth on that I-96 off-ramp last month. Well, here joining us on Daybreak is baby Levi, his mom Emily, and the person behind that quick call to action, Matt. Thank you guys for joining us. You know what's really special about this story? So many things, but one of them is that you chose to make Matthew his middle name.
Yeah. I remember being in the back of the ambulance and looking at his name badge, and we had a couple middle names that we liked, but nothing was set, and I kind of looked at Jeff and said, you know, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And he was like immediately, let's not jump to any conclusions, emotions are running high. Yeah. But for us it was a no-brainer. I mean, this kid has had such a story. This is part of his story.
It's a huge story. It's a great story that he'll be able to tell for the rest of his life. Yeah. What a story. Born off I-96 on the off-ramp, outside Meijer, basically.
That's my favorite store.
Yeah, you're looking out the window and seeing Meijer, 28th Street. I mean, traffic is driving by. And your husband luckily has a athletic background and a coaching background, and so he told you to get your head right. Like, this was going to happen without pain meds, without the conveniences of a hospital.
Yeah, there's two things I remember, and there was one when we were in the car on M6, and he looked at me and said, I need you to get your head right now to do an all-natural birth in some place other than a hospital. And at that point you're going, okay. And then there was one point when we were in the ambulance, and I don't say it very often, I said, I can't do this. And both Jeff and Matt looked me square in the eye and were like, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
And then he walked me through the rest.
And Matt, that was 17 minutes of your life, 17 minutes from when you arrived on scene to when Levi was out into the world.
It felt like a whole lot more.
20 degrees out that day, but you guys were sweating.
Yeah. It helped that we had the back of the ambulance cranked to 80, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the back, regardless of how cold it was outside, was definitely sweating.
Matt, you mentioned to me that you've saved lives before. You have saved lives. You have arrived at scenes where people are in cardiac arrest, and you have saved these people's lives. You've never received a thank you note or a phone call. Now you have somebody honoring you by naming their baby after you. Talk about that.
Again, it's such an emotional response. I was sitting at Saugatuck Brewery with a couple of friends, and all of a sudden I turned into an emotional mess where I'm sitting there and I've got tears running down my face. You know, all of a sudden somebody's wondering if they accidentally kicked me somewhere, and just being able to share that privilege and that honor with friends and family, has just been so hopeful to understand that there's people like that out there, and that sometimes we actually go and help them, instead of some of the typical people that we work with.
And you saw a life this day, and you proudly wear the blue little stork on your shirt, which is something that Life EMS awards to somebody who is able to be there for a birth and help the mother through. Thank you guys for sharing your story with West Michigan. It's an incredible one.
Thank you.